Okay, you're on to week 12. This is lecture number 1, and talk quickly about exam project, and then we'll have a look at receivables. So, the project's due December 4th, 2015, 11:30 p.m. in the FL Dropbox. Hopefully you've started it, or at least done the pro formas by now. Remember, if you hit a bump, send me an email what you got so far, your project, and I can have a quick look at it. Suggest a quick fix, or at least send you PDFs of what it should look like. The exam, posted on the calendar on FOL. It's weighted towards the last 6 weeks of what we've done. Okay, so that's the good part. The bad part, of course, is you pretty much have to know the first half of the course pretty well to understand what you're doing in the second half. So don't be giving yourself false hope about not having to know what we did in the first half. It covers the whole course. Okay, in my years as a consultant / accountant, I've encountered many small businesses that have problems with receivables. Now, receivables can be the biggest problem with cash flow of all of your other problems, except if you don't have any sales to start with, or if you're selling at low margins. Okay, so these are the 3 biggies when it comes to cash flow problems that often sink a company. You've got to manage your receivables, or guess what? They're going to manage you. So this is very, very important. Kind of like the margins, got to manage margins, look after margins, they'll look after you. Receivables, same thing. So, quick review. What's a receivable? Basically, you do the work or give somebody the goods and send them an invoice. So somebody takes the goods and agrees to pay you later. Basically, it's money owed to you for goods or services that you provided. Okay? And of course, the other side of the same transaction is payables. For that person, you become a payable. Just like when you go and buy something, quote-unquote, buy something and don't pay for it. That becomes a payable. To them, it's receivable. To you, it's a payable. Now, I've mentioned this somewhere else in the course, but just a refresher. If somebody pays with a check, a debit card, or a credit card, as far as we're concerned, it's cash. Okay? In the old days, a credit card would take anywhere from 14 days to 30 days to get to us the money from the bank. Even though the customer would have paid the bank with the credit card, the bank would still hang on to fees for a while. Nowadays, we typically get our money within 4 to 8 hours, whether they use a debit card or credit card. And even a check is considered cash. Okay, so as far as our accounting cycle goes, they pay on the spot with even a credit card, even though the name kind of implies credit. It's considered cash. Now, the person giving you the credit card is actually getting credit from a credit card company or from a bank, not from you. So that's the difference. If it's from you, then it's a receivable. When it's from a bank, no big deal. Okay, now in this day and age, receivables should never, ever be given or extended to the public. Okay, you don't want to be hunting down the public for receivables. All kinds of reasons for this. Some of them innocent, some of them not so innocent. As a small business, your business typically is not hunting down people to pay you. Okay, and the public is notorious for not paying the bills sometimes. Sometimes it's just by accident. For instance, I had the plumber in a while ago on a Sunday night on an emergency. I had to run out and do something. By the time I got back, he was gone. He left an invoice and was sitting there on the counter. My wife said, "Don't worry about it, I'll pay for it." Well, okay, fine. 6 months later, ran into Mike, said, "Hey, Mike, how's it going?" Oh, da, 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 da. He says, "By the way, I'd really like to get paid for that work I did." And I turn all red and go, "Oh, geez, sorry, Mike. How much do I owe you? Do you know offhand?" He said, "Well, service call Sunday night be $75." And I just happened to have $75 in my pocket, so I reached in, gave it to him, and since we're in the mall, bought him a coffee too. I was really embarrassed. Went home, said to my wife, "Hey, didn't pay the plumber." She goes, "Yeah, I did." Well, what happened was the invoice sat on the counter for a couple of days. It got stacked into some other paperwork, which eventually disappeared into a drawer. As far as she was concerned, it must have gotten paid. Not that she was intentionally trying not to pay Mike or anything like that, but it just happened. And of course, when it's gone and out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, that's the way it works. No, the funny thing is, if we'd have had something go wrong in the last 6 months or so, how fast would Mike have been to fix it? You got to wonder if somebody's thinking, well, geez, I'll come over and do the work, but when am I going to get paid? How quickly are they going to do that? And we see this all the time in receivable situations if you don't pay your bill. So kind of talked about that a while, off and on during the course. So don't extend credit to the public. And thankfully, we've got all sorts of tools to do that. I've got some links here. OneSquare.ca, little appliance that plugs into your cell phone so you can swipe a credit card or a debit card. PayPal, wonderful thing, and actually has a mobile app too that will plug into your phone. PayPal, of course, for the online option if you're taking money. Some banks have something called RBC wallets. Okay, so you can actually, if you're seeing the person face to face, they come into your store, you can actually get money from them with RBC wallets, and some of the other banks have some of these things too. And something called Shopify for the strictly online play. You notice that Square.ca and Shopify.ca are Canadian companies. Canadians are very, very good at building software for the rest of the world. Something about our mindset. Canadians make some of the best software on the planet, by the way, having been involved in software over the years. Wonderful piece of work. Shopify, of course, is the back end. If you have inventory or something you're selling online, it collects the money, pays you all sorts of fun things. For that, you pay, I think the minimum charge is $250 a month. And for bigger companies, it goes up from there. Wonderful thing, Shopify. You can have your payment page on whatever website you have. And say I've got JT Co. My company's JT Co. and I'm selling gizmos. When it comes to the payment page, it can still say JT Co. on the payment page, or it can say Shopify if you want. It's, powered by Shopify, something like that. The beauty of it is these guys look after the commercial end of it. It can lock in seamlessly with your inventory, and you don't have to worry a stick about security, okay? And this is the big bugaboo. If you're going to build your own commercial website and take credit card numbers and all that sort of fun stuff, you have to have immense security. This way, they look after the security, they look after the commerce, they look after taxes and all sorts of fun things, and you don't worry. They take the money, and you're done, you're happy, everybody's happy, customers happy. Great way to go, and best of all, no receivables with the public. So, can't emphasize that enough. So that's it for lecture number 1. Talk to you in lecture number 2.